Welcome back, everyone. Day number 4. I know we are all at different points on the journey, just seeing some of the numbers in the chat for those that are joining us live and those that are catching us on the replay. I'm going to welcome up Miss Ronja Sebastian. So Mel, I'll let you go ahead and get her pinned on the screen. Rania is just epic. Who knows Rania? Show of hands or whatever. Who's heard of Rania's work before? Sounds like we also have a lot of people that are new to Rania. Rania has been such a dear friend, a co-collaborator. We first met in an island in Indonesia called Sumbawa that we both ended up at to speak at this event. And it was not quite exactly what we were expecting, but Rania came to one of my unconventional life retreats in Bali in 2018. And after that, I got present to the gift of who you were. And she's facilitated at several other events of mine in Madagascar and Morocco. She's an international event leader, experience designer, catalyst into limitless living. She's also the creator of the Ecstatic Awakening Retreat, 22 Minutes of Bliss experience, the Deep Woman Immersion, and a resident breathwork facilitator at Unconventional Life for a good reason, because her magic is real magic. So hi, Rania. Welcome to our challenge. Yeah, and yoga mat designer. Let's not forget, she did just launch a yoga mat.
Thank you, Jules, for that beautiful intro. Oh my God, I'm so stoked to be here with you. I feel that every time that you and I co-create, Jules, magic just happens. We don't do it so often, and maybe we should do it more often, but like every time you and I come together, something happens. It's like dropping nuclear plus nuclear together, and then it's like supernova effect. And so you who know Jules, you know that she is already super powerful, just in everything that she does. And so I feel very grateful and honored to be here with you all. It's really beautiful to see some faces I recognize, as well as a bunch of people that I don't know from before. So welcome into this space. And so in the theme of today actually, Jules, do you want to say just like a one-liner about the theme of today? Because then I can relate it into what we're going to do, the journey we're going to go on today.
Absolutely. So today's themes is really about big risks, big wins, breaking through the upper limit, and how do you then start to take action at scale? So if you found yourself big risks, big wins, breaking through the upper limit, at any point in that spectrum of the 1 to 10, you're in the right place. And oftentimes what happens is we calibrate, whether it's through an experience, a meditation, an activation, something in our life, we take an action, we get a win on the board, we get the meeting scheduled, we sign the client, and we calibrate to this next level of where we're going. And we feel the possibility, and everything in our life seems to work. And then the predictable pattern is that our homeostatic level can't hold that. And then unconsciously, we come back down, we sabotage it. It's not going to be good enough. Something happens, like the barista at the coffee shop looks at us wrong, and we make meaning that our whole life is over, and someone cuts you off at a traffic light or whatever that thing might be. There's so many insert your own intuitive blueprint here ways that then that homeostatic level anchors back down. And so a lot of this conversation is how to truly anchor a new homeostatic level to your upper limit and to be comfortable and at ease in receiving it. And that's what today is about, is being comfortable and at ease of receiving this upper limit of where you're going in your life. I know we've been talking all week about what that upper limit gets to be. Even case in point, I've shared with many of you, I'm closing on $5 million worth of property on Monday. I have been having such a journey about that. I'm like, holy shit, every second it's like, is the money going to hit the account? Is the loan, is this, blah, blah, blah. And it is such a new calibration for me. And I have to keep doing the work, and I'm doing the work with you and even reviewing the work of it. So even I get to be, I just had a coaching session with one of my mentors before I got on today, being like, Jules, you can receive the ease. So the other thing I'll say is that as we commit to the experience, our life responds to the experience. And the last piece I say is that having confirmation buddies or friends in your network that you can just be reminders or reflections. That's why I love you so much, Rania, is that you're always a yes. Like I hit her up on Facebook. I was like, do you want to come be a speaker on this challenge? I know you're not in the book, but you're so epic and I love your magic. I think it's support. And you're just a yes. And it becomes a fluid practice of being able to take your intuition, take your heart, take your understanding and put it into action. So also finding that consistent support of people you can play with becomes so integral as well in integrating this upper limit, such that you can take action at scale and really be in ease as you receive all of your greatness.
Love all of this. And so those of you who are here right now live, would you just feel into for a moment what happens in your body and what happens also in your mind when you feel into the timeline of big wins, big risks, and taking action at scale? What does that feel like for you? Like, what happens in your body? What happens in your mind? Feel free to share in the chat. Is there a feeling of, ooh, exciting, tasty, like I want to go, I want to move into that, I feel called to that? Or is it like, okay, that sounds cool, but how though? Or is it panic? Or is it contraction? Or is it any number of, any cocktail of blend of all of those things? And then we can take it deeper from here. And so a huge part of today's theme is that and this is not something that Jules asked me to speak on, it's literally what came through. And the funny thing is that this came through before I knew about today's theme. And so let me just tune in with the chat for a moment, a couple of shares. Okay, I got goosebumps, beautiful. Loving the truth bumps and Rania's authentic voice. I'm so ready. Okay, beautiful. And those of you who are like, okay, contraction, fear, and excitement. Okay, beautiful. So whatever you are experiencing is all welcome, because the thing is that there is a distinction between who you are being when you are taking action, and depending on who you are when you are taking action, it shifts everything that comes through. And so what I mean by this is, let me say it like this. Have you ever had the experience of receiving a brilliant idea and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna do this thing, and then you have thought your way out of it? In other words, you have this pure inspiration, like a divine download from God, and then your mind is like, oh, you have a brilliant idea, you're going to do something unique. That's cute. Let me tell you about everything that can potentially go wrong, that will go wrong, and the reason for why this idea sucks and you should not do it. And so the thing is that what we have to understand about the thinking mind and the human mind is that this is part of the human survival mechanism, which means that a functional mind, a highly functioning mind, will tell you and alert you to all the potential dangers about anything that is related to expanding out of what is known. But the thing is that the mind only has access to the information about what is known and what has already been done before, and that feels safe to the mind. But there is a deeper part of you that has access to not just copies and upgrades of what has been done before, but that has access to the infinity of what has never been done before, that has access to a much deeper intelligence than the thinking mind. And so the crappy news kind of is like, a very functional mind will very naturally do this thing where it's like, Melanie Ann Layer, another mentor of mine, she calls this the impending doom scenario, where it's like, here are 500 million things that could potentially go wrong when you follow your dream and follow your excitement and your expansion. So that's kind of the sucky news, is that that's what happens for most people when we are operating from the mind. But the good news is that there is a deeper space within us, there is a deeper intelligence within us. And when we drop deeper into this space, this awareness, this presence, some people call it flow state or peak performance or being in the zone, we're tapping into something that is beyond just the repetitive recycling of information from the thinking mind. And when we drop deeper into this place, we get access to much more. We get access to a bigger bandwidth of data. We get access to, you could say, a higher and deeper octave of layers of reality. We can receive more inspiration and information, and action from this place becomes effortless. And so when you're in the surface level of you, or the you that is like, I want to go live on Facebook, but what if nobody watches? I want to launch my online course, but what if I launch into the void where nobody buys anything? We're weirdly in the void. There's like tumbleweed and crickets and haters who are like, this thing sucks, Like, what if we launch the thing and it doesn't work, because that's the thing that we play in when we move into this space of possibilities. Like, what if it works? What if it doesn't? What if it works? What if it doesn't? And so that's what the mind will track back and forth if we're in that space. But then there is a deeper space. And so taking action, if you feel into big risks, big action taking action at scale, if you're in the part of you that it's like, but what if it doesn't work? What if the thing sucks? What if everyone hates my book? What if I just get stuck? When you're in that part of your personality, that part of your human, you could say, taking action will feel some combination of one or several of scary, daunting, overwhelming, unclear, scattered, or just panic or contraction, or like it's not, it feels mediocre basically, like the output is not at your highest level and your deepest level. And when you are dropping into a space where you're in flow and you're in connection with this deeper space within yourself, action becomes effortless, easy, flowing. Not only that it feels easier, but the stuff that comes through is of a higher level, in the sense that when you're in that space, you receive ideas and downloads and inspiration that not only blow other people away and they're like, whoa, this is amazing, but you're like, where the F did this even come from? Like, you get blown away by your own creations because you tap into something that is deeper and more expanded than your personally asserted self in your perhaps normal day-to-day reality. And so
Yeah.
today, what we would love to guide you into, and what I'm going to guide you into a practice, because you might be like, well, that sounds cool, but like, how do I do this? So I'm going to guide you into a practice that this space. and and what I want to say also in context is that, and feel free to experience this with, you could say, plant medicine or psychedelics, or whether it's ayahuasca or MDMA or LSD or just like nootropics, or even if you haven't done that, but you maybe you've watched the movie Limitless, where Bradley Cooper's character takes a pill that turns him into this superhuman peak performance effortless flow state, where he moves from being this like writer who can never write a single word and is just like stuck in writer's block, to just effortlessly writing an entire book in a weekend. And so, and feel free to let me know if you've seen that movie, because it's one of my favorite ones, because it's like it's pointing to something that in the movie is taken through a pill, the limitless pill, the NZT pill, but in reality is accessible to us through dropping deeper into this expanded consciousness. Because in the same way that you can tweak the settings of your human interface and shift how you're perceiving quote unquote reality through taking a drug, so you can also shift the hormonal balance, the neurotransmitters, the part of your brain that is active or inactive, through things like breathwork, meditation, working out, being in nature, whatever taps you into that space is the access point. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I'm gonna pause right there, tuning in if Jules, if you want to add anything, and also just tune in with the chat here.
Yeah.
Louis says, I've always thought this. The NZT was a metaphor for how we've got so much potential. Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that, Rania. And I know in just a second we'll kind of work that out further. And the other thing I get present to that we'll keep expanding on today is just also to even anchor where you've been in terms of your reality. And I think about it, like the rings of the solar system in some ways, where, if we look at this, I remember when taking these leaps used to occur in this like first ring. And then all of a sudden, I remember it was crazy when this happened and I was in this new ring. And we gradually start to move through time into different rings of the solar system. But sometimes we can be all the way out on the edge, operating and orienting to ourself like we're still back here in the beginning. And so part of this also is about catching yourself up about where your new baseline or your new home gets to live. And one of the prompts we'll explore a little bit later today is like, I remember it was crazy when. I remember it was crazy when like even 3 people would tune in to anything I was saying on a Facebook Live. I remember it was crazy when like, and so like go ahead and just fill that in, and that'll be part of what we play with today. But as we start to come in, I remember it was crazy when, just put one of those in the chat just to start to anchor the presence of how you've come. I remember it was crazy when, and that'll be a deeper homework that we go into a little bit later today. And also has been inspired off of, some work in a mutual mentor that we have, with Melanie and Lair. And curious if you've got one as well, Rania. I remember it was crazy when.
Well, the thing that came to me right now was when I received the idea for the Ecstatic Awakening retreat. And up until that point, all the retreats that I had been leading were mostly me and my partner or partners at the time, and or like my friends, and we would lead these retreats in breathwork and meditations and energetic awakening and so on. And then that was the first time that I received this download where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be booking the biggest people in the conscious music industry to play, like people that I've seen in crowds of 10,000 that headline all the festivals and these kind of places will come to play for this intimate 55-person retreat. And the first time when I booked the first artist that I had seen in a crowd of 10,000, the first time I watched him play live, and then from that space I got access to the entire, pretty much like the entire conscious music industry, because they're all friends and they all introduced me to each other and recommended, and then that just like new reality, and then that became the new normal. And now I'm calibrating to whatever is the next expanded frontier and horizon. But I remember when it was when that was crazy, when it's like, oh my god, this person is going to come and play, and now they're all my best friends. And then, and I feel also, Jules, like that allowed me to calibrate to a place where when you and I met,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a space where I was at a frequency where it became natural to become part of your team and facilitate for all these amazing entrepreneurs and business owners and millionaires and incredible change makers, because I had already calibrated for some time
Mm-hmm.
to this bigger player field that a past version of me would have been terrified of doing.
Yeah, I love that. All right. I love seeing some of these in the chat. Crazy. When I joined a bunch of people who believed in all of this on a retreat, Astrid, best choice ever. Hint, hint, unconventional life. It's so good. Yeah. And I just present that as we go in, to this experience, such that you remember where you've been and you anchor. You're not just free floating. I mean, we are always free floating in time, but that you really get those experiences. And all right, Rania, I'll let you take us in.
So before we go into the practice, what I also feel moved to just share right now is how this really ties into intuitive action. Because the old way, you could say, of doing business is like, you're like, okay, I want to create this thing, I want to build this business, I want to do this thing. And I open my computer and I begin doing stuff and writing the email or writing the thing, or like trying to think of what is the right thing to do. And now the new way of doing business, and what we are in a way subtly kind of coaxing you into doing more and more in this intuitive action challenge, is before you just start doing stuff. I mean, of course, if you just have an inspiration come to you, by all means take action, ride that wave immediately. And rather than trying to push it when you're not feeling it, it's like dropping deeper, tuning into what expands you, and follow that. So that might be something as simple as go for a walk, or do breath work for 5 minutes, or work out, or go to this cafe you've never been to before, and you follow that. And through that expansion, and the easiest one for most people is meditation or breath work, but whatever taps you in is the right thing to do in the moment. And that can be different things, and it's almost like our quantum self, or the deeper part of us that just knows, is like, do this and then await further instructions. And you might not know why. So for example, this morning I felt really guided to go down to the gym and do like a really heavy workout. And as I was lifting weights and I was on the treadmill and I was doing all these things, it's like I started receiving the words for what wanted to be shared today here in this live stream that we're doing right now. And so following the aliveness and following this intuitive way of taking action, which might seem a bit random at first, or it might seem like, well, if I just trust my guidance and follow my inspiration, how am I going to make money? But what you will find is that when you tap into this space, you tap into a part of you where you can receive entire creations in an instant. Like I remember when I was on my way from Unconventional Life in Bali, which was the first retreat that I did with Jules in, I think, 2018 in December. And I was about to go and lead the Dream Beyond Mastermind immersion in the Ecstatic Awakening retreat. And we had just spent 5 days tapping into this deeper space in ourselves. And then I was in the taxi on the way to Canggu in Bali, and I just started receiving the journey for this 8-day retreat I was about to lead. And I opened my computer in this Uber or taxi and started, and in 20 minutes I mapped out session by session by session by session and a full 8-day retreat. And I'm like, okay, instructions received, this is what we're gonna do. And every creation, everything that I've created that has had the biggest ripples and made the most money and served the most people have all come in inspired moments, either in breathwork or being in nature or meditation or something similar like that, an inspiring conversation, being in immersions like this one, going to events, retreats. And it might be like your mind was like, I don't have time for that, which is one very common excuse. It's like, I don't have time, I need to just do the thing. But the thing is that you can create more in 5 minutes when you're in this space of flow and in this deeper part of you than you're creating in 5 hours when you're trying to push it when you're not feeling it. And so this is how time begins to warp. And so this is the purpose, the why behind why we're doing this. Okay, sweet. A lot of beautiful shares in the chat. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go back after this session is complete as well, and read more of the shares after.
Okay.
All right, but I want to bring this into practice. So what we're going to do is that we're going to begin. So part 1 of this practice is about 11 minutes of a specific kind of breath work. And the purpose of this breath work is to drop us already deeper from the mind into the body and into more of an expanded space of awareness. And this first part of the breath work, I'm going to be sharing my sound with you. It's a pre-recorded guided breath work that I've created. It's actually the first half of an immune boosting breath work together with heart coherence meditation. We're going to do the first half of it, which is the breath work. And this one has several purposes. One is that it reboots and recharges and boosts the immune system. I could go into more of the science of it, but measurably this basically drops you into a higher operating system in your DNA and in your immune system, as well as dropping you into a space of expanded awareness. And then from that place, I will then come on live and we'll just see what comes. I haven't planned exactly what's going to be said. I will just be feeling into all of you who are here and where we go from there, but some version of tapping into the next expanded version of you and what wants to come through. And so I'll just demo and give a tiny bit of context for the breathing, and then it will be guided from there. So the type of breathing that we're going to be doing.
And then Rania, before you do that, and so everyone knows, it's about 22 minutes or so total, just so we know we've got you on our time for anyone. So let that go as you let yourself go in.
Thank you. Yeah, sometimes like I had practices that is like multiple hours and those kind of things. This is very bite-sized. One, about 11 minutes of breath work and then meditation from there. So about 20 minutes in total. Should we lay down or sit up, by the way? So for the breathing, I would like to invite you to lay down. This is also in the guidance, and I can show you the perfect position for the breathing. So if you want to stay seated, you can sit on a meditation cushion. You can sit just with your feet on the floor, cross-legged, whatever works for you. If you lay down, I find that it helps to lay on your back with your knees bent, so something like this. Or you can also have a pillow or a cushion under your knees. I wouldn't recommend fully stretched out because that kind of like stretches out the abs in a way that it becomes harder to breathe deeply into your belly. And so knees bent or a pillow cushion under your knees. And okay, my love just came back. Hello, Gabriel.
Hey, loves.
He's about to go to work. So So the breathing, we can actually do it together. It's going to be an open mouth connected, surrendered breathing, receiving breath, active inhale and relaxed exhale. If you've done Wim Hof breathing, it's kind of similar to that, but more relaxed, you can say. So it's not so much of the that version, but it's a more relaxed circular breathing. And so you can stay seated for now, and then we're going to come and lay down for when I start the breathing. I just want to guide you into the beginning of this to kind of find this, and then we'll go for the ride. So we can begin by allowing some breaths in through the nose and out through an open mouth. So breathing in and out. And just relaxing on the exhale, breathing in through the nose, receiving breath down into your body. And breathing out, releasing and letting that go. Breathing in and breathing out. Great. And then from here, breathing in through the nose. And on the top of the inhale, open your mouth, breathe a bit more in. And then keep your mouth open, breathing out. Let's do that 3 more times, breathing in through the nose. Opening your mouth. Continue breathing in and then releasing with the exhale. 2 more times, I'll do it with you. Breathing in. And again, in. One last, in. Continue breathing, leaving your mouth open. Out, breathing in, out, breathing in, out. Continue this and begin to find a circular breathing so there are no gaps between the inhale and the exhale. Just very easy, receiving breath and releasing on the exhale, receiving and releasing. And when you get the hang of this, bring your awareness deeper inside your body. And see if you can keep your throat really relaxed so you're not like pulling from the throat, but just allowing your throat to be this open pathway, your mouth, your throat down into your heart, your belly, maybe all the way down into your pelvic floor, and just finding this circular way of breathing. Okay, so you can relax that. Maybe it keeps going by itself, or we're going to transition into laying down. If you can't lay down, you just stay seated. That's perfectly fine as well. And then I will share my sound with you and we'll go for the journey. Okay, beautiful. So I'll mute myself and share my sound and we'll go for the ride.
Warmly welcome to this immune boosting breathwork with heart coherence meditation. And so to begin, either come and sit in a comfortable position, or if you want to allow your body to relax completely, come and lay down on your back, preferably with your legs bent, your feet flat, and your knees up towards the sky. This will allow your lower belly to relax the most so you can really breathe all the way down. And so taking these first few moments to simply find whatever feels like a comfortable breathing position for you. Allowing a moment to settle into your body, feeling the aliveness and the intelligence of your body in this moment. Letting go whatever came before, letting go whatever might happen next. Simply settling into this moment, allowing a deep breath in and relaxed out. Deep breath in and relaxed out. Deep breath in and relaxed out. One more deep breath in and relaxed out, and deep in, out, in, out, deep in, relaxed out, deep in, relaxed out, breathing in out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Continue. Deep in, out, and hold for 30 seconds. Bringing your awareness now to your heartbeat, feeling the throbbing, the pulse of your heart, and begin to intentionally slow your heartbeat down, sending slowness, calm, harmony into your heart. A few more moments, ready to breathe in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in and hold for 30 seconds. Condensing, focusing the energy, breathing it up into your spine, focusing, and begin to feel that tingling of aliveness, of life force in every cell of your body. Just a few more moments now, filling up even more with life energy. Ready to exhale in 3, 2, 1, let go, and in, out, 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 in, out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Deep in, release, close your mouth, and hold your breath for 45 seconds. Now bringing your awareness into this present moment, the aliveness of your body and quiet mind. Now feeling the blood spiraling around your body, this double spiral of blood creating a vortex, spiraling, vortexing around the inner circuitry, your inner river of blood. Soft, harmonious flow moving all around the inside of you, connecting every part of you. Getting ready to breathe in 3, 2, 1. Allow a deep breath in and hold for 30 seconds. Sending the oxygen into every cell of your body. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. Deep breath in and relaxed out. Deep breath in and relaxed out. One more deep breath in and relaxed out, and deep in, out, in, out, deep in, relaxed out, deep in, relaxed out, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, deep in, relaxed out, deep in, relaxed out, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. allowing yourself to drop in, to relax and to feel the intelligence of your body. Feeling healing light flooding your system, receiving upgrades, downloading light codes, health, vitality into your DNA, alignment into every cell of your body. And hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow a deep breath in and hold for 30 seconds, allowing for your entire body to be filled with health, vitality, filling up your physical body, filling up your energy body, the energy field around you. In a moment, we're going to release and then do another breath hold. Release in 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold, feeling the vitality of your body and the stillness of your mind. Feeling yourself as this beacon of health, of vibrant vitality. Release in 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. And now, welcome to extend this to others, to people that you love. Bringing into your awareness people you love, people you care for. Extending this frequency of health, vitality, alignment, heart coherence to them. And one more time, releasing in 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And then one last deep breath in and hold. And feeling once again your physical body, your energy body, the stillness of your mind, and extending this now to people everywhere and the entire planet. Feeling all of us everywhere synchronize into this alignment of health, vitality, and who we naturally are. Expanding this even further, and get ready to release. Let this go in 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and relax. And now, allowing your breath to relax, to become natural, effortless, releasing any doing. Noticing how you are feeling now. And then from here, if you are laying down in this moment, take the next couple of breaths to find your way up to sitting again. Come and sit in a comfortable seated position with your spine nice and long and aligned, your hips a bit elevated, your shoulders relaxed and open, and your upper body vertically aligned between the earth and the sky. Your chest open, your thighs relaxed. And as you come to settle in, allowing a couple of deep cleansing breaths in and out of your body. So as you're settling in here in this seated position, or maybe you're still laying down, that's totally fine as well. If your eyes
opened as you transition, then closing your eyes again. And breathing in and out of your body and noticing how you're feeling now. Noticing what you can sense, what you can perceive. Allowing some deep cleansing breaths where you breathe in and out of every cell in your body as though you're one big breathing organism. Breathing in and out of every part of you. A feeling almost of breathing in and out through your skin. A feeling of expanding into your cells on the inhale. Very easy, relaxing on the exhale. And with your eyes closed, begin to feel into the field around you. You might feel this as your energy body as well as the field, the quantum field, the space around your body, around you. And feel into this field, the space around you, not as empty space, but as potent and filled with information, with aliveness, with perhaps electricity. A feeling of sensing bigger than your physical body, tuning into the field. And allowing yourself to begin to expand into this space, allowing your awareness to begin to expand into the space. And then, from this place, begin to feel into a future version of you. If you're a visual person, you might see a future you in front of you. You might just sense a presence, a feeling of a you that whatever you're currently coming up against, this future version of you has already alchemized. Whatever feels challenging to you right now, this future version of you has already transcended that. It's like whatever is challenging for you right now, to this you, that is just easy. The you that has access to even more of intuition, inspiration, creativity. A you that feels grounded, secure, that can be a space for people. A future you that perhaps has access to things that you can't even imagine at this point from your current space of understanding. As well as a you that you are right now becoming. So in every moment there is the next expanded version of you making its way into your reality. And so however this you shows up to you, whether it's a visual, feeling, sensing, presence, vibration, sounds, senses, begin to allow yourself to sense into this you. What is she like? What is he like? What are they like? And begin to allow this future you to pour their presence into you, like a pulse from them to you. And with your breath, just keep on allowing smooth, deep, relaxed breaths. Begin to allow yourself to become more receptive for this, more permeable. So you're breathing in, receiving this presence, this download, this upgrade into all of the cells of your body, as well as into your space of awareness, your consciousness. then from here, you can begin to bring this future you closer. Whether you're seeing this happening or you're just sensing a feeling of receiving a meeting with you and you, begin to breathe this you, this expanded you closer into your body, closer and closer, until it becomes like a double exposure, like a reality overlay, allowing this you to merge with, to melt into you right now, beginning to receive this into your body. Allowing this to be a seamless receiving, merging with. Welcoming more of everything that you already are. And then from this place now, begin to feel into your creations. Begin to feel into what you are creating in your life, in the world. How you're being of service, what you're giving, what you're creating. What is currently coming through, as well as what you might just sense as this hint of something that is making its way to you in the form of inspiration. Tuning into the question, the inquiry of any version, whatever feels the most inspiring to you, any version of what am I here to create? What is wanting to come through me right now? And or who am I becoming that I've never been before? What am I allowing in? What am I receiving right now? And maybe also the question, what would feel the most fun? What would be an experience of creating something, perhaps in your business or something that you're giving to the world, something that's of service to other people, and at the same time is something where you're like, I get to experience this too. This is my service, this is my creation, and I get to be a part of it. What might you create that would feel amazing to you, not like something you have to do, but something that you get to do and get to be a part of, what you're like, this is the most epic fun creation I could ever imagine taking part in, and I get to do it and give it to people. So, dear ones who are here today, this is not a closing of anything. This is perhaps a beginning or a continuation, a deepening into something for you. And so from this place, we're going to bring it back towards the big group in a moment, allowing also this transition to be seamless. If you want to stay with your eyes closed and keep on just being in this, basking in this, you can. If there's something that came to you that you want to write down, you can as well. If there's anything you want to share in the chat about what this experience was like for you, how you're feeling now, or anything that came to you, you can as well. I feel grateful for this opportunity to share this moment with you. I have been receiving just as much as you have when we're tuning into this field. Jules, if you want to share what you're experiencing or anything, any ideas or inspired creations that are coming to you in this moment, welcome to come on. And we're going to go towards the big group with everyone again.
Just giving a few moments, and we'll just take a minute or so here for anything that you want to download, even through writing or into the chat, just as we start to reawaken ourselves. And I'll let you keep going for another second, Rania.
So, my loves, this is the space that we're inviting you into. And again, whatever taps you in, if it's this kind of breath work or meditation or the 22 minutes of bliss practice or anything else that you find through the living of your life, or surfing or working out or whatever taps you in, this is the space that you can create from a deeper place from. And whenever, if you notice that your mind is stuck in a how, like, but how do I do the thing? That is a signal that the best thing to do in that moment is to drop deeper, to do something where you access a deeper space from within yourself, and then the how just comes to you. And the action taking becomes effortless. The difficult thing from this place would be to try to not do the thing. And this is how you can tap into an experience of creating your reality, your business, your life from a space that is more and more and more effortless, more and more and more tapped in, more and more and more an expression of your unique genius and what you came here to give to the world and for this life.
Beautiful.
Beautiful shares
Looking
in
at
the chat.
this chat. Yeah. I want to do this every rising of the sun. I haven't felt anything this potent. Yeah. Pulled up a massive lead, limiting beliefs. The word I got was love. Love the idea of creating. Yeah, Ronnie, I'm always so struck. You know, you and I, before COVID, we were in this event flow of different places all over the world, and every day. I mean, Rania often in the mornings kicks off our 5-day unconventional life events, and we bring in a combination of facilitators, but you often hold down a lot of the mornings. And I'm just reminded by your magic and how much life force comes through you. And of course, the texture of your voice. I just fall asleep to that forever.
I love the share that Mary's sharing also here. I love the idea of creating something wildly fun. This is also the cool thing, is like so those of you who know Jules and me from before, you know that we're creating these epic events like Jules Unconventional Life, for me, the Ecstatic Awakening Retreat, the Deep Woman Immersion, many others. And this is the thing, is like we basically get to design the kind of events where it's like, if I wasn't leading this, I would fly in from anywhere on the planet or other planets to be a part of this, because it's that epic. And so you might not lead live events, but there is a space where maybe you lead business coaching, and maybe you're like, well, let's do business coaching, but we're all gonna wear animal onesies or something that's like, what? That's like seems so random, but it becomes this unique expression of you. And yes, lots of beautiful shares in the chat. Saw a portal sort of vibrating, rocking back and forth. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so Jules, I know that you have something really beautiful to share that you just shared with me right before, like 5 minutes before we came on live. And so all of you who are here now, you get to see this in real time, where Jules is like, I just had this idea. Does this feel fun for you? And I'm like, yes, I'm available. The dates are great. Let's do it. I really don't know more than just like the first sentence. I will find out more about what this is for Jules. Would you share with us the idea that you just had before we came on this call?
Yeah, totally. So everyone, literally about 2 days ago, it was Tuesday, and the challenge feels like it's been a year. A friend of mine wrote me an email and said, hey, you know, I've got a yacht in Croatia that I really need to be taken off my hands. Do you want to host an event? And I thought to myself, I was like, Croatia. And we did an event in Croatia last year. And I thought, okay, if this is coming up in the Intuitive Action Challenge, what would it be like to bring everyone together for 5 days and take this conversation on a super yacht? And then I talked to Isabel and she was game. And then Rania and I, 2 minutes before we got on, I was like, yo, Rania, what do you think about this super yacht? You think we should make an event here? And she was like, yep. And so I asked her the dates and she's like, I'm in. And so in the last 48 hours, we have literally launched a unconventional life event to carry this conversation in Croatia in May. And it is literally through inspired action that all of this has emerged. And I just want to share what has become possible through our field. And so we can have Mel put this in the chat, unconventionallifeshow.com/Croatia. It's not even a website, it's a brochure, because this is like 48 hours old of an event. And it's such divine timing. And so if you've been enjoying this conversation and want to be on a luxe super yacht for 5 days with us in May, come to the Adriatic Sea and come play and come explore these different islands and Hvar and all these incredible, private places and things like that. And so we've got the itinerary, which is somewhere down here, of how we'll be doing this, which will just be a combination of content meets moon ceremonies, meets olive and cheese tasting, meets all kinds of stuff. But more than anything, it gets to be a container where this conversation gets to live as an experience, and it gets to live as an integration of community. And it's been the very thread that has brought Rania and me and so many others who I know are on this call who have attended some of these events and things like that. This gets to be the place that gets to happen. So we're going to do this in May. I'm going to put the link should already be in the chat. And if it's calling you, we're going to do something really crazy with our pricing. Usually our events are like, they're all inclusive. So the yacht for 4 nights and 5 days, all the activities, all the workshops, all that stuff will be included. And usually they're around 5,000 or so. And I decided for this challenge, since this was all intuitively inspired, to like basically slash the prices $1,000 off for anyone that wants to join, that wants to play in my intuitive action co-creation. And so if you've got questions, you'll be able to do that as well. But I'll put the link to the application to unconventionallifeshow.com/Croatia apply, and you can apply and see if it's a fit. And one of the things about my containers is they're all very tightly curated. And I don't know, Rania, if you want to add anything about that as well. And this will be our first unconventional life on a super yacht. And I just literally did this itinerary in October, and it was probably the best trip of my life. So this is our intuitive action baby Croatia creation that has just been brought through. So I'll let you, Rania, add some.
So what I feel moved to add right now is that my experience with unconventional life, and honestly all the retreats that we hold, Ecstatic Awakening and others, they have a very similar vibe. And unconventional life in particular, if you are a creator, if you're a business owner, the way I see this when I just tune into the potential and the possibility of this is like moving forward versus transitioning upwards, if that makes sense. Or it could be a deepening depending on how you see it. But maybe if you're in your business, you might have this projected timeline of like, this is what is possible for me, and this is what I might create or achieve or accomplish in the next year, for example, in the next 6 months. And you're like, I'm moving forward in my business journey, and that hopefully most likely over time will lead to an expansion of your impact, your influence, your income, the ripples that you have on the planet for this lifetime, however big, small, huge, whatever is aligned for you. And something happens when we come to these kind of events. It's like we begin to calibrate to a new level of reality where new things become the new normal. And so when you hang out with people, and this is not it's not one kind of person. Like I remember the first time that I was at Unconventional Life in Bali, and we're sitting at dinner table, and next to me is this 24-year-old guy who just made $25 million in his business last year. And me personally, Rania, is not at that level in terms of the inflow of money, but when I was sitting and talking with him, I was like, oh, I'm beginning to feel my way into a new possibility by calibrating to the people that are around me. And so this is something that is happening where it's like, rather than going like forward, which might take you from here to here over the course of 5 years, say, instead you're following that sense of expansion, which is like vibrationally expanding your way into a new frequency, back into a new level of reality, where you begin to meet new people, and then through that you expand again, and then you're living boom, in a reality, in a new reality in 5 days, say, that might have taken you 5 years to get to in the linear kind of traditional way of creating your life. So tapping into this non-linear reality creation where you begin to calibrate, and then you could call it up leveling. I also feel that it's a deepening into a new space of more expansion. And so that's what excites me the most about these events. And when there is an expansion, usually the mind will be like, I don't know why, but like, I don't know why this is a good idea. But when you feel that sense of expansion, the you that has access to more information, more intuition, more of reality, you could say, more of, it's already connected to the higher selves of everyone else who's going to be there, and it already knows that timeline. And the yes that you're feeling is that part of you saying, this, if you choose this timeline, that's going to be epic. Like I was saying to Gabriel another week, I was like, sometimes I have the feeling like when I feel inspired about something or expanded about something, and I don't know why, my mind doesn't know why, I feel like there's a part of me, a transcendent through time part of me, that has already lived that timeline, and it was like, that was an epic time, you should totally do this thing. And then every single time when I follow that, there will come a moment when I'm in the conversation, I'm riding a camel in Morocco with Jules, or I'm like in a helicopter in Madagascar, or on the yacht in Croatia. And in that conversation, in that breathwork, in that specific workshop, in that moment in the sunset, that's the moment when my mind clicks in, and it's like, oh, that's why I had to come there. Or the moment when you have your next huge business idea that you had never thought about before, your mind is like, oh, that's why. And the thing is that the mind doesn't know that ahead of time, but there is a part of you that does. And that part of us is the one that gives us this feeling of feeling pulled towards something, or expanded by something, or inspired by something, or to do something.
Beautiful. Well, if you are feeling the call, literally, this is me revealing my intuitive action in real time with you. So I'm holding that we have all co-created this because this yacht thing showed up. And then I was like, all right, sure, let's go do it. You can go to unconventionallifeshow.com/Croatia apply. And it's quick. It'll take you about 5 minutes. I know, Astrid, you've been coming on a few of these as well. I see you in here too. And yeah, just go ahead and put that in if it is something that you want to apply. And if you're curious and you're unsure and there's something like tickling, my invitation is also to come and apply, because this gets to be a radical experiment, whether you join us or you don't. If there's something that's like Croatia and you feel that expansion, then go check that out and see what becomes possible in service of playing that game. And here's like a real-time way to play with that. So yeah, go check that out. Mel will put those links in the recap. And then Astrid, anything you want to say? I'm just looking at you smiling up there.
Well, I'm I were wanting to say it's amazing. I've been on a few retreats, and it's mind-blowing, and it's exactly what Ronja said. It's like you feel into the next possibility, and it makes me tingle already. I just saw me laying on these seats there on the ship. I was like, oh really? I thought the next retreat would be, I don't know when. And it's now.
It's now. It just came into form.
Yeah, and I can how you say that, testimony that impossible things are impossible. So yeah, thank you for the offer.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, we'll put those links there. And, thank you so much, everyone, for being with us on this and being with your energy. Rania, that was incredible. Let's show some love for Rania in the chat on her session. Like, woo, sister, you are such a powerhouse. Yeah, Joy, maybe this is my first overseas trip. A good invitation. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Such magic. So this afternoon, we are going to take, and I imagine one thing I've gotten about Rania is portals begin to activate and downloads happen. So keep things near you. And this afternoon, we're actually going to bring Crystal Hill, who is the publisher behind the Intuitive Living book. She's going to come on today. We're going to start to go into more written form. We're going to start connecting these downloads that are opening into written form, into documentation and things like that. So that'll be this afternoon. So definitely make sure to come for that. And as things are coming, like have your phone, your notebook, like let what's birthing birth and move. Feel the inspiration and move. Like we're on Thursday now. Now's the time. If you've been waiting, like here's the push. Action at scale. Like it's not going to do it for you. So let what's emerging and put it, into practice. And yeah, just loving all these things for Rania here. Yeah, she is such a light, such deep gratitude. Thanks, Joy. So we will see you this afternoon. Rania, any last things that you want to say before we close?
Just gratitude for all of you and receiving all your shares in the chat. I love that Erin is like, I don't want this call to end. You two are amazing together. Yeah, Jules, it's just every time we come together. Yeah, I see you, Erin. I see you all the people, goosebumps, all the things.
Yeah, come play on Croatia with us. You'll get us for 5 days. Yeah.
Last thing actually I want to say is that I feel particularly excited about this. And I love, Jules, how you always pick the locations that I want to go to anyway. And I was in Croatia the first time I was 12 and second time I was 18. And now it will be the third time, which is perfect. So I'm really excited about this. Come to Egypt. Ooh, yes.
Yeah, awesome. All right, everyone, take what you've got. Make sure to drink lots of water, hydrate, allow it to move. We're going to bring that from expansion into written form this afternoon with Crystal Hill. And you can go ahead and unmute yourself, sending out so much of your energy into today's session. And we'll see you all this afternoon. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
A lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.